Today's episode is brought to you by Gray Block Pizza. Gray Block, get that hitter. What's up, you little one-armed caterpillars? You little cadaver dogs, huh? You out there sniffing for the dead? Well, you might want to change your snout tune and start trying to catch a whiff of that magical music of life. Let's get this hitter. And if you listen to that music, that's slow, engaging music. Almost like if you're watching like a young kind of, maybe a young handicapped boy get into like a rowboat or something. Let's listen again. Yeah, you feel that? Or if you're watching maybe a squirrel kind of, if you're watching a squirrel, that maybe two squirrels just made love, and two squirrels just enjoyed each other's small little super bodies. And now one of them is trying to, maybe, still kind of talk to the other one and be sweet and kind of snuggle. Like two squirrels are just spooning each other after a little bit of animal sex. Let's hear it. Picture those squirrels. Mouthfuls of acorn and no semen in their bodies, done out. Oh, now this is a different type of sound here. This sounds like maybe like maybe a homoerotic gentleman setting the table for a fancy party. Maybe Sweet Darren is running around just putting the silverware out where they go. Griffin gets 2 spoons. And that is a little bit of enchanting music right there. And that is called New Beginning by Peter Sandberg. And that is classical music. And that is classical music by Peter Sandberg. And that's called New Beginning. And I thought about New Beginning because that's where we are. And that's something I want in my life sometimes, is a new beginning. I want that original, I want that nouveau minute. I want that primero oportunidad, I want that new beginning. I want to have something, I always want that. I want something to be like the first time. And that's what I feel like I'm always searching for. I'm always searching for something, I want a new experience. And that's what I'm hoping to have in this coming year of 2019. Can you believe it? The year is wrapped up. Put that thing, check the traps, man. We caught another fucking año, baby. We caught another year. And I am happy to be here with you to enjoy one another's company as we start out in 2019, and with the hopes that we have a new experience, and that if you are looking for a new experience in your life, that you get just that. I am, if you can see me on the videotape on the YouTubes, you can see I'm showing my arms, and I'm wearing a lean shirt. It's like a tank top, but it's doing a little bit more. It's like a tank top that's also, kind of trying to show out a little and maybe be like a damn, what does a woman wear sometimes? And I would never wear a woman's shirt, but it's almost I don't know what it's called. A damn, not a bra, because that's like that's a real tight shirt just for your tits. But it's more of a blouse. This is almost a blouse for a man, because I was just doing fitness. But I want to be brave in the new year, and I'm not afraid to show off my body type. And a lot of you, a lot of our listeners know that I was born with a rare body style. The doctors, when I was born, some of the doctors said I had the rib cage of a large cat, and that was something you don't hear very much. And some of the doctors said I had the heart of a lesbian, that, I had that ticker that wants to, just be naughty and sometimes do something deviant. And, that's what I have. And some people even say maybe I have extra ribs, 30 or 40 ribs. When I was young, they had a mystic in our town, and they would read your ribs, like a mystery, not a prognosticator, someone who predicts the future. And this lady could read ribs. And, this bitch read my shit for about 40 minutes, Like it was a dang, it was like a damn Agatha Christie novel. And I think that's because within my carriage, I have so many ribs. And I have that unique body type, a rare type. I'm 88% torso and 12% other parts, head and appendages. I'm built like a gingerbread man, heavy on the bread. And if you look at my body, that's how I am, that gingerbread. I got limited, my arms, I only have my arms are medium lengthers. So if somebody tries to hand me something, I can get it if it's not very far away from me. But if it's a little further, I can't get it. I'm that close. I'm that proximity bad boy. I need something to be close and around me. I'm that girthy soldier. I'm that, it's almost like I'm built like a French bulldog, a lot of chest and shoulders and strapping, but I got that British attitude. I'm that French bulldog with the British attitude. The redcoats are straight up coming, daddy. And I am here. I'm that gingerbread bad boy, that little oven-baked treat. And I'm sweet in your mouth, baby. And you know that, baby, praise God. But good to be here, and just back in the studio here in Los Angeles. I was in New Orleans, and what did I do, man? We had the show at House of Blues. I'll start there, and I want to thank the people that came out to that one, and things got a little wild over there, and I'll cut actually to a call right here real quick about that experience. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. It's Matt Garrett from New Orleans, man.
Thank you for calling, Matthew. More?
I wanted to thank you for coming down to New Orleans at the House of Blues on Wednesday. My family and I were there. The show was great and hilarious, and I just wanted to apologize for the very loud minority that you had to, just tell them, shut the fuck up or leave, I believe is the word you used. A lot of people, I think, maybe found that alarming, but I just tried to express that I hear this a lot with comedians, man. People want to be the center of attention, and they won't shut the fuck up. And I know it bothers you that they're fucking it up for everybody else. But I wanted you to know that my family and I, we had a great time, man. It did not take away from the show. It was really cool running into Dustin Poirier upstairs, too. I saw that tatted up fucking meat masher. And also, it was cool that your brother posted up right in front of us at the show. I recognized him from your video last Christmas, and he had that ducktail fucking with him, and he was right in front of us, man.
Oh, yeah, my brother does have that unique cut, and he has a little bit of a ducktail, and he's a businessman, and that's very rare these days to have that, you know, to try and take on the likeness of a bird with your hair and also be doing business. You know, he's that corporate warbler, and he was there. Dustin Poirier came out, that freaking, you know, that frisky man right there. And thank you so much for the call, Matt. I'm glad your family had fun. You know, it was, yeah, man, I got frustrated when they just had some drunks, and they had to throw some people out. And part of the issue was House of Blues does bands. They do musical teams, you know, teams that do music. Sometimes you'll see somebody beating on something and somebody else is, you know, has a guitar and they're, you know, look like they got anxiety in their hand, and somebody else is yelling words into a pipe. And that's a band. And those people are usually at House of Blues in New Orleans, but they hadn't done comedy very much, so they weren't used to the vibe and used to the environment. So we're backstage, and they said, it seems quiet out there. I said, man, it's not quiet out there. I said, we need the crowd to be paying attention. And I said, look, man, if we're paying you guys, y'all got to get the fuck out there and keep people keyed up and keep them focused in. And because all the security guards and stuff were backstage. But everything went well, and I felt like it went good, and a lot of it was just stress, man. You know, I've been dealing with some stress and not managing it well. And I think some of it is I've just been wanting, you know, perfection in some ways, or I mean, I work real hard on the craft, and I want people to be able to enjoy it, you know, and it means a lot to me that people can enjoy the show. And so when somebody shows up and they're just, you know, just tanked out, and they just been lipping that bottle, you know, they just been just gassing their liver down with just dram after dram of, you know, liquor and gin and just, you know, damp falsehoods. Some of it's too much at a certain point when they're ruining the experience for others. But thanks for coming out. It was a good Louisiana experience. You know, I'll say this, they served us a little bit of food backstage. So I had a couple, you know, some cuts of fish back there. And I don't know if I had trout or what it was, some type of damn, you know, a local cut. It could have been like a local trout or a local, well, I don't want to say tilapia because I don't know what the fuck that is. You know, a lot of places start peddling this tilapia, and guess what? I don't know what the fuck that is, man. But I think it was local trout or a little bit of ditch salmon. And if you never had ditch salmon, dude, that shit, I mean, you catch it with your bare hands. And that's one thing I love about that local hit, that local cut of fish, is that when you taste it, you can taste that sheer joy in it. You can taste the soft palm prints of a young boy picking that bitch up out the ditch. But thank you for coming out. And yeah, some people got tossed out, and they actually hit the hotline. So let me play this for you.
So, me and my husband went to the Theo in House of Blues. It was pretty cool. I went to smoke. I'm coming back, and they trying to get my husband out because he said something he did not. He was like really excited to see Theo won because we just moved to Covington, and he was excited, but like it was not fair. And I'm about to do House of Blues. Thank you.
Okay, and so she hit the hotline, that lady, and she sounds so hopped up on something. She sounds, dang, Slovakian or something. She sounds like she just, she's out there. She might be growing cabbages or something in her neck. She sounds like she's really doing, something's going on. She sounds, and that's when when you've been drinking too much, when you sound like you are, suddenly you're bilingual. Know what I'm saying? I never been so fucked up that that I'm talking in Cantonese. I never been that tanked out. But she called, and that wasn't it. She said it wasn't fair. And then this call hit the hotline as well.
Hey Theo, it's your boy Brad. I love you too, but me and Wise got kicked out of your show, kind of House of Blues. I don't know why. I think your boy who looks like Drake, was hating on us. That's cool.
And look, I guess he ran into somebody that looks like Drake, and they have a lot. I mean, I'll be like this. Honestly, about 10% of America looks like Drake these days, and it is a little bit alarming. More?
Just want to let you know that it's all good, and I love you. But it's kind of messed up, because we got kicked out for no reason. I was buying drinks at the bar. Hope you hit me back. Theo. We're watching it. Show is all good.
And there you go. He's getting all tanked out. He's almost dang, he sounds like he might be from Mogadishu or somewhere. And I think some of the thing is, man, what are you going to do if you that tanked up at a show? You can't enjoy that motherfucker. And that's the only reason if it gets out of hand. And otherwise, man, it was a joy. But that dude, look, he called in himself. Bro, this ain't, and people already in Louisiana, it's a wild time. When you do a show in Louisiana, dude, they had somebody in the crowd yelling defense the whole time. People don't know what's going on. Some bitch was yelling, when's the coin toss? Some people they never been to a comedy show. One lady asked where the sign-ups were at. I said, yeah, we ain't doing all of that. People it's an acquired experience. And and once people go to comedy over time, they get the hang of it. But the hang of it was not there 100% in Louisiana. But a lot of people came out and did enjoy it. And I want to say thank you to all those people that came through. A lot of people from my hometown, from Covington, Louisiana. And from there in New Orleans. And my brother came out, and he does have a rat tail. He's growing that bitch out. He's getting loose in the back. And it was just, it did feel good. But for me, I guess, part of it is I work so hard. It's like, for me, it's like an art, and I want to show the art. And the problem with my art is you have to be able to hear it to get the full color and the palette. And if they got some dude who had a couple, 90 or 64 locos, and he and his lady are so tanked out that suddenly they sound Argentinian, then it's just not, I wouldn't do that at their experience. So, I just don't know how that, and they called during the show. This was right when they were outside. So, but anyway, those came through the hotline. And as always, you can hit the hotline. It's 985-664-9503. I got to tell you, the experience just that I had at being at home, it was a good time at home. I spent time in Baton Rouge, and did a little bit of fitness. I went to a MMA place called Mid City MMA in New Orleans. And they got it right over there. They got a bunch of oak trees and, you'll see some squirrels kind of and some, a couple of different types of rodents and, they'll have a little, it's Louisiana, so you'll have maybe a rat over there eating a little, a cut of andouille sausage or something like that. But we went to the, Dustin Poirier, the fighter, and he's a Louisiana fighter. And he fights other men for title belts and acclaim and championships. And he took me to just a place where they were doing some practicing. They were sparring and rolling. And man, I didn't realize what an experience it was at this place. These people paired off, and next thing you know, they're going against each other, but each interaction is really just more of an experience to help the weaker one learn. And when I say weaker, I mean whoever is weaker in whatever skill set they are practicing. So it's kind of like, watching, this was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I thought that was a dog when I first heard about it. I was like, damn, you got a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? How old is it? But it's a sport. And it's an athletic sport. And it's one of the most cavalier type of sports. Because it's two men, and some of them are beautiful men. And some of them look like they could be modeling, or definitely they got some real legs on them, some of them. And, damn, the backstrap on a couple of these boys would make me fucking fire up the grill, Make daddy want to eat, damn man. But anyway, what I'm saying is that they get out there and they get in these different predicaments. And one of them will be in front of the other one, or one of them, sometimes they'll be on the other one's kind of rear. Like one of them trying to hide like one of them trying to protect a little raspberry and the other one trying to get that berry. And so it's very intricate. They try to be sneaky and sneak around each other. And it's almost like they're trying to, they're both looking for something, but neither one of them has it, but they're kind of pretending like the other one has it. I can't explain it really, but it's like chess. They kind of use their bodies to, doing leverage, and it's like two dudes massaging each other really extremely fast and aggressively and in unique places. And sometimes one of them can't handle the massage and he'll tap out. But it really blew my mind on just the skill sets that went into this Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And I just wrote it down right here. It just blew my mind. Just watching them, there's just so much. I could see how every time you do it, you're learning at a core mental level. It seemed very tribal to me. It was awesome. It was a really, really unique experience, and it was inspiring. And I'm glad I went in and saw people do this, because I'd never seen this before. Imagine seeing something. Now imagine not seeing it. That was me. I'd never seen this type of activity. So to see people, and young men in there, everybody was just sweating and just fired up. But it was never aggression against each other. It was almost it was just a group learning that was going on. I found it a really, really, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. It was a good experience. What else happened? Oh, dude, I went to a rich person had a party. And if you don't know what a rich person is, then you got to make friends that have some more money. And this man was like a fancy, they had a house party, and I got hired to go do stand-up there at this rich event with me and Bobby Lee and Ari Manis, another comedian. And dude, we get out there. I mean, they had like 7 sofas in the living room was probably 80 by 60 feet or something. I'm surprised there wasn't a damn volleyball net through the middle of it. Thing was huge. Dude, they had a staircase that just went up and just came right back down for fucking nothing. Just to have a few extra. They had probably 7 or 8 couches in there. I thought it was just a train. I was like, is that a train? Is there so many of these in here? Just a soft group of couchings. And it was, it just blew my mind, man. It was, they had a lot of money, and they had very exotic meats. Some real decent cuts of meat. And I've had some unique meat. I've had, well, hell, when I was home, dude, I had somebody had a little bit of hawk on them. A little bit of hawk nuggets and jerky. And not much. I don't know if you've ever eaten hawk or not. Usually I don't eat dove. I remember when I was young, they had a couple brothers grilling up a dove outside of the apartments that we lived in. And I'd go out there and they would try to give me a little cut of dove. But I don't eat piece meats. I'm not a type of man that eats birds a piece, doves, or partridges or anything like that. But look, when somebody shows up and they got a little bit of hawk on them, they got a hot little foil pouch full of hawk meat, you got to have a fucking nugget or two. Because that shit makes you feel, I've had that gas station Cialis, and that shit'll make your legs sweat. And that, ironically, will make my feet kind of curl up like talons a little bit. You get that gas station Cialis, bruh. You get on about 600 milligrams of that shit, dude. You can't even cry, dude. You just so dehydrated and just hard, you can't even cry. You look like just like a shooting star is fucking, flirting with you. You get real keyed out. But when you get a chance to have a little cut of hawk, you don't pass it up. That's some Native American style shit. And a friend of mine was like, well, what does it taste like? And I'll tell you what it tastes like. It tastes like honestly, like a beef. Real stringy. Almost like a frog leg. But imagine if that frog were Captain Planet. That's what if you get a little cut of hawk or you get some hawk nuggets, tastes like. And I probably only had about a mouthful and a half. And I can't even tell you what the cost on that is. But that's Louisiana. You get good things. Another thing I had that I enjoyed while I was home, coffee and chicory. And chicory, I don't know if you've ever had it, but it's like, this shit is like, it's like cocaine, but it's out of pine trees or something. Imagine if you caught your coffee doing a little bit of fucking cocaine or something. Or shooting up a little bit of arm smack. That's chicory. Chicory make you fucking... know what I'm saying? It'll give you that... It'll make you fucking start looking for yourself. Even though you are yourself. And that's chicory. And that's another treat to have in Louisiana. It's a common practice in New Orleans especially. You get that coffee with chicory in it. And that shit'll make you fucking... that shit'll make you growl at a damn pigeon, bro. That shit'll make you, want to fucking bite your cousin's neck, dog. And play fucking, play family vampires with your cousin. That shit'll make you, take a sip out of your nephew's neck right there. That shit is wild. Chicory get you keyed up. But overall, it was good, man. It was just good. It was Louisiana. and a lot of great people came out to the shows, man. A lot of people from my high school came out. We had a party afterwards, a get together upstairs, and I tried to be able to invite more people up to it, but there was just too much to do. And overall, all the responses I got were good. Some lady hit me up. She said I had a big booty on me. And she didn't know that until she saw me on the stage there. And that shit is the truth. You know it. And I've always had that booty, If you see me, don't just look up top, look at the bottom. I've always said, and it's always been known, that I've got the ass of a Down syndrome, maybe a young black girl with Down syndrome. And I got them cheeks. And the crazy thing, I remember when I was at summer camp, they, sometime I would do, fall in the mud, or I would soil myself. I would make my own mud out of the inside of my body into my pants. And they would have to get me other pants from somebody. And those pants for me usually came from, they had a young boy and he had Down syndrome. And I would always get his extra pants. So that just shows you, the type of body style that I was working with. When they suddenly, if they getting you, they finding some clothing for you, and they go to the Down syndrome section. And I'm not making fun of Down syndrome people. Look, everybody has something, but I just remember that his name was written on the back of his pants. And when I would soil my pants, or if I would fall in mud or something, or, somebody would find maybe, poop or something in the back of my pants for some reason, then they would put his pants on me as my replacement pants. And other children had replacement pants there, and they would put his on me. So what is that? That's called facts. That is called facts. But it's that time of year where we wrap up last year, and we get into a new one. It's a new year. It's a new opportunity. And this year's been a lot for me. And a lot of that has been because of you guys, and I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the 500 people that came out to the House of Blues in New Orleans, to the people that came out in all the cities this year, and that have been along for this ride, man. This has been a wild year, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful, and one of the things I'm realizing, I got to just focus more on gratitude and being grateful for the things that are going on. Because if I can get so focused on those, I won't even have a chance to consider the things that aren't perfect, that aren't, it's just like there won't be anything on the other side of the scale. If I can load up that scale of gratitude, then the weight of anything else doesn't really stand a chance. I want to tell you that I am coming to a couple of places. You can get tickets right now. The cities are, I'm going to label them: Omaha, Irvine, Addison or Dallas, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, Houston, Boston, Atlantic City, San Jose, Phoenix, Kansas City, and Palm Beach, West Palm Beach. And that's all occurring. You can go to theovon.com/tour, TOUR. Hey, I know that I've told you before about Marty from Drastic Graphics. He does so much work for me over the past year, and he's also changed the way that I think about a lot of my business. And if you own a business or are thinking about starting one, then he has a new course that is 100% absolutely for you. It's easy to understand, easy to implement online videos that break down all the information you need to know. Information that will save you massive amounts of time, money, and energy building your business. In just 2.5 hours, you will develop a pro-level understanding of how logo design and brand identity can make or break your business, the best way to build your website and online store, how to outrank your competition on Google, social media marketing, and how to secure new clients and maintain them long term. The course is created, like I said, by Marty O'Neill, owner of Drastic Graphics, who has over a decade's worth of experience working with some of the biggest brands and performers in the world. Today is the last day you can get a 30% discount on the entire course. Visit smartsetupguide.com and use the code THEO at checkout. That's right, 30% off. Last day is today. Go to smartsetupguide.com and use code Theo. And that's only if you're listening the day that this comes out, which is December 31st of 2018. I cannot recommend Marty and his course and his attention to detail. I couldn't recommend it more. I got a nice card. Some people gave me a nice, Dustin Poirier gave me a nice certificate because we made a donation to his, the Good Fight Foundation. So that was very kind to him. And thank you to our Patreon supporters for helping us do some neat outreach. And I'll say this, man, I had this experience when I was at home. You know, I had kind of like, it was like a plateau. And I spoke about this some on the previous episode. It was like, sometimes you go to summer camp, and then you go to summer camp again, and then the third, and it's great, and then the second time it's great, but then the third time you go, you're like, oh, I'm starting to be a little too old for summer camp, or the games aren't as fun, and you start noticing, oh, now I'm thinking more about the girls at summer camp, or I'm thinking more about, oh, that counselor looks cute. Or you just, and then the next year you realize you're like, oh man, I'm too old to be just a kid at summer camp. You know, the games are way too childish for you now, and all you're thinking about is trying to flirt with one of the counselors. And, sometimes things in moments in time just hit a plateau. And that was one of the things kind of that happened to me, I think, this time at home. It was, it's always great to see family and to feel that joy. But I just kind of had this experience where it was like, oh, wow, like, my nieces and nephews are getting older. And they're not, only one of them is like a little kid anymore, a small child. And it just, you have this experience, it's like, oh, it's time for me to evolve a little. And this is just my experience, and I could have been wrong, but I had this thing. It was like, oh, it's time, the thing, the times I've been having, like a lot of my friends have children now, or at least are, trying to have children, and they don't have any good semen in them or whatever. They got bad eggotry. But everybody's trying, things are just changing. You can't stay out in rage and shit. People's given up, or people's, died, or damn, who knows what. People are missing. It just kind of was a moment at home where I had a plateau, and it was like, oh, wow, like there needs to be, some growing up, or some growing out, or some type of change is afoot. And sometimes I don't even know what that is. You guys made some great calls. I'm a little tired. It's been a long year. And this is the end of it. And that is kind of nice. And I know the Mayans tried it and they fucked it up, bro, and somebody else got it right. That other calendar. And it's nice, man. This is the end. This is the end. You're going to have a new beginning. You're going to have a new experience. And it's just waiting for you. You can make it whatever you want this coming year. Whatever you want. Let's take a call that came in right here. 985-664-9503 is the hotline. And I want you to hit this hotline and make this show a part of your life. And because I'm going to continue to try to make this show a part of my life. You know, I show up here sometimes, you know, when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm overjoyed, when I'm struggling, and when I'm sincere. You know, there's been times this year where I, you know, was, you know, probably some of my more vulnerable moments in my life. And there's been times even this year, especially towards, you know, the second half of the year where, man, life's been going so fast. It's been hard to even be in touch with my own feelings. But I'm not going to give up on this experience that we get to have here. And we're a young podcast. You know, we're a young podcast. But we're mighty. And here's a call that came in. Here we go. Oh, that's that music right there. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. My name is Dana Finkler.
Dana Sinkler. And I appreciate your wild little voice hitting these lines, brother. And you sound like something very, like a good person, and I want to hear more from you. Let's go, Daddy.
I was born a premature baby, only born 1 pound, 11 ounces.
Whoa. And that is very, 1 pound. 1 pound, 11 ounces, man. That's like a dang, that ain't even as big as, well, I got this Snicker right here. And this is a slice and share Snickers. And this was given to me. This was a hand-given gift in Lexington, Kentucky. And this is a Snickers candy. And this thing is 16 ounces. So if you said 1 pound, 1 ounce, let me hear what you said again, boy. Jesus, man. You're just a little fucking stallion, bro. I've had potatoes bigger than you, bro. You're a damn side item. Onward.
I was born a premature baby, only born 1 pound, 11 ounces.
Oh, 1 pound, 11 ounces. So that's more than this, but this is 1 pound of Snicker. So you was maybe a little bit bigger than this gigantuan Snicker right here. And that's crazy to think about. Think about, you was just a damn barely bigger than a large Snicker. And you were living. Imagine if God put life into a Snicker candy. Imagine if the Lord just zapped that fucking fatty sweet right there. And that bitch just walked off and grew up and had snacks and everything and ate, you know, and did life. Imagine if a Snicker was in school or broke its arm on the monkey bars or, you know, knocked up a Twix in the 11th grade and had to drop out and work at the gas station. Imagine that could happen if God put the life source into a Snickers. But he put it into you and you were just barely bigger than this candy. That's fucking damn startling, bro. God damn, dude. I feel like a damn wolf just shit in my brain, man. Let's hear more.
I'll be sending you guys something through the mail. So I can show you pictures of what a little guy I was, man. I could only fit in a Cabbage Patch clothes. No joke.
Oh, wow. So and we had a boy by us, Kenneth was his name, and his parents would put him in, he was very small. Something had happened to him, I don't know. And he got born, I mean, he probably only had about half a cup of blood in his body, you know, and maybe 6 teaspoons of plasma or something. Bro, you could probably, I mean, his legs looked like 2 big buffalo wings, you know, breaded. And his parents used to get doll clothing for him. Double extra and triple extra large teddy bear, T-bear clothing. So you'd see him with a damn, you know, a little shirt on. It would say Mr. Bear on the back. You know, a lot of his clothes says shit like that, you know. or it would say get well, because he would get a lot of, he would get a lot of gift shops. Teddy bears have little shirts on them from hospitals. People get somebody a little fucking polar bear say get well on the shirt. And he would have that shirt on. You see him with that little, like, damn, all his shirts say get well. Because his parents was getting double extra and triple extra and quad XLs. Large, plush animal clothing off of fucking gift shop animals and putting them onto that boy. So I've seen stuff like that. But hot diggity damn. That's wild to think you was wearing Cabbage Patch clothing. Whew. Onward.
Been a big listener to your podcast and a listener to stand-up comedy for a while now. I love your unique style and how you reach out to people and try to help them in any way possible. Today is the best news of my life. Today I just got approved for rehab. I've been drinking my life away for damn near a decade, being a piece of shit and whatnot. And I'm starting, today's Thursday, the 27th, so I'm starting going into the new year with the right direction and the right foot.
Wow. Man, congratulations. God made you small, but man, you have a really big opportunity ahead of you. There is an opportunity for you to have just a new experience with life. Imagine if all of the fears and all the uncertainties, imagine if they just left you, just fell out of you. And I mean, fell away, so far away, so quickly that you forgot they ever even existed. I'm talking about the uncertainties and the self-loathing and the low self-confidence. If those things that probably spin around in your head a lot, imagine if they disappeared so quickly and I mean gone, like they stole the last slice of pie. And they disappeared so much that you couldn't even remember that you had them. These ghosts that have been living inside of you for damn near a lot of your life. Imagine if they disappeared. Well, I'm telling you, bro, from my own experience, I'm not preaching at you, but I'm just saying that through recovery and stuff, that could be a possibility. So that's amazing. Damn, to think you go from wearing Cabbage Patch clothes to actually running Mr. McGregor's garden. Different type of environment, man. You can have a new experience. Congratulations, brother, and thank you for sharing that news with us. You just boosted my spirits. God damn, dude. Make me touch my own chest. And the cool thing about I got a chest of a damn, a fucking, a falcon with fucking heartburn. I got a chest like a fucking canary that's been doing only chest and always can't get there on leg day. But thank you for your call, man. Let's take another call here. 985-664-9503 is the number. The party with Bobby Lee's. So, dude, Bobby got up, took an L, son. I don't even know if they can pronounce L in whatever Bobby speaks, but he fucking took one. And then I got up and took an L, baby. Me and Bobby was them L takers. We were some L takers, man. God damn. And you know what is even more embarrassing than going and having to show up at like some rich people's party and perform? And these people that had some real acts, they had The Who last year, and they had Ray Shremmert. They had, some real hitters. And this year they got us. Dog, it was going so bad one time, you could hear they had one of them chocolate fountains. And that thing is just damn. Dude, I fucking made a wish in that bitch. I was like, hot damn, bruh. I'll waste a nickel on this bitch. Something will come true. But I could hear the chocolate fountain go, and that's how quiet it was at one point. But it was a beautiful time there, and they had a lot of beautiful ladies and beautiful men up there. And I like to watch rich people eat. Because rich people eat like they're going to eat again soon. Rich people might or might not. Some rich people, they put something on their plate and they don't even fucking eat it. What is that? You just basically just storing shit at that point. Come on. Let's get this hitter right here. Here's a call that came in. Onward.
Theo, it's Trey from Portland, Oregon.
What's up, Trey? Thank you for hitting the hotline.
I was sitting here listening to your podcast from Christmas Eve, and there was a young lady who was so excited about getting married and graduating college, and it all sounds well and good until the end. She's talking about moving out to Portland?
Oh, yeah, I remember this call last week. They had a young lady, and it was the best weekend of her life. Within 10 days, she graduated college. She'd been like nursing student of the year or something. And then she got proposed to, sorry. And then they were moving to Portland. Yes. Onward.
Puddle Town? P-Town? Urineville? This place is the mecca of the dark arts. And
oh, is it really in Portland? Well, I spent time up there. I didn't see anything too bad, really. Now they do have a good strong hit of urine in certain areas. You know, it's very piss centric over there, somewhere off of the downtown. More?
And I have not known a couple, myself included, that haven't moved out here and broken up within 4 to 5 months of crossing the state line. She sounds like a sweet young lady, and Iowa and pigtails and hog wrangling and all that jazz. Don't come out here. There are bums and piss.
Damn, now this is the second time you've cited piss, brother. And you might have an infatuation with that strong yellow free liquid. And I almost said beverage, but it is only a liquid. Unless you're trapped in a avalanche. I don't know if you've ever been in an avalanche before, but suddenly urine is wine. Let's hear more.
And strip clubs. And the devil is crawling out of the sewers looking for people like you.
Damn. Okay. So that man is not working for, he ain't working for, that dude's not a coyote that's going to try to smuggle you into Portland. This dude does not want people there. And I'm betting maybe he has something he don't want to share with people. That guy might have something special. He might have a secret recipe or some gold bullion or something. And he sounds like he might be a secret type of person. Let's take some other calls here. And these were in response. Last week we had a young man that called up. He was trying to relate to his brother. He had an older brother. And he was trying to relate to him on some levels. And man, it was nice this weekend to see my brother. And there's just something. Man, what a gift if you have a brother. To have somebody else that have the same blood in them as you. That's some Frankenstein style shiitake. Gang, gang. Let's hear it. Here we go.
Hey, this is Greg from Philly. The dude called in about his brother living far away and like 11 years apart. He's in Texas, he's in Colorado, and it's just tough to get close. And I thought I had something maybe a little bit topical. So yeah, my brother and I we look like we're twins. We're real similar, but I don't know, man. Like, I have a lot of trouble being close. And I mean, like, I really wanted to get better with my brother, so I moved in with him. Like, I'm living with a man right now.
Okay, so if you're living with somebody, then that's a real move. Because that is, y'all could be damn husbands, but you're already brothers. So that'd be crazy. And they had a boy when I was growing up named Eric Slavich, and everybody said that his brother was his father. And we didn't ever see any, pictures or anything, but people did sometimes do drawings of, his mom doing some kind of wild shit. Onward.
But it's still hard. Like, there's always difficulties with brothers. I don't know what it is, like the genetic similarity syncing up and repelling or some crazy shit. But all I can
Oh, what they say, man, two brothers don't make a right.
say, man, is like, tell your brother you love him. Try to pick something he's interested in. Like, my brother loves stand-up comedy. He introduced me to Joe Rogan, and 2 years later, I'm listening to Theo Vaughn every Monday and Thursday. And we talk about comedy, man. It might be our main or only similarities, but it's something, dude. That's what you gotta look at it. You just gotta try to find that one connection, that one commonality.
Gang, man. I'm glad you and your brother have that experience. Y'all can sit there, laugh, chuckle, listen to things, and do a little bit of comedy. I'm trying to think what my brother and I like. And that is a good suggestion. Find one thing. It could be small. It could be little. Y'all might like, throwing javelins or, looking for sinkholes or something. You guys might like doing recipes or making fun of magicians. You might like, you might like gerbils. You might like baseball. You might like little Christmas trees and, doing little origami with the wood, and you might like making candles together or, reading about electricity to each other at night, doing, bedtime stories or, drawing maps. There's all types of things you could enjoy. But that is good, a suggestion to find a commonality. Let's take another call that came in for the young man with some suggestions for him. Onward.
Yo, Theo, what up? I'm calling about the gentleman who was having trouble connecting with his brother of 11 years. One way that I've always thought is a really a good way to get close to my siblings. One of them is 29, the other is 25. I am 21 myself, so sometimes it's hard to relate to them. They live in different states, but something I always do is tell them things that I would only tell my best friend, like secrets.
Ooh, that's a good one. Because if you tell a secret is basically just glue that's coming out of your mouth. A secret will attach you to somebody. A secret, you put a secret in somebody, you got to fucking know where they're at all times because they got your shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear more.
Like where I hid the peanut butter or something like that, So just tell them some deep, dark secrets, and that usually helps you out. So.
Oh, yeah. And I used to do shit like that, man. I used to tell, I remember telling my, one of my siblings that one of my other siblings was, homoerotic. And they weren't. But for like a year, they thought they were. And so, that's a secret. It's not a real secret, but it's still a secret. I remember we went camping when I was young, or we were hiding from something. I don't remember what it was, but I told everybody the second we left to go camping, I told everybody Jay Leno had died. And Jay Leno is a nighttime comedian on television. And I told everybody that man died. And the truth was he didn't die. But the whole time we were camping, people thought that he was dead. And so that's a secret. So the thing is, you can just do a secret, but do it with your family. That's it. Tell them you've been fucking eating, little fish or something. Swallowing minnows, because they'll eat out the, probiotics that's in your colon or something. Do something. Start some fun at the house. But that's a good idea. Let's take another call that came in. And I hope everybody did have a good holidays. I saw my whole family, except for, I didn't get to see one of my sisters, and that makes me kind of sad. And I didn't get to see my mother. My mother doesn't live in back in Louisiana anymore. And, I do remember this. I remember when I was young, Mom, you know, my mom sometimes didn't have a lot of money to get us something nice for Christmas. You know, and she always would put out the gifts and have a tree. And I remember, you know, one time she got us some 2-liter sodas. And I got that cherry 7-Up, and she got us all each some 2-liter sodas. And we would shake them bitches up in the yard and we were spraying each other down with them. And really just enjoying, you know, that was like our gift. And we loved it. You know, we loved having that just, you know, the soda, because you shake a soda up, that bitch is a gun. That bitch is a straight gun. And we get that soda and just splash that soda all over each other's bodies and just, you know, lick it off each other's shoulders and shit. And we was children and we was enjoying the world. And if you never just chased another one of your damn little, you know, whiny little spicy ass siblings around with a damn shook up 2-liter and douse that bitch up. And I'm not saying bitch female, I'm talking about that little male bitch, and douse that B up, and then just been giggling so fucking hard, you just, you know, you got cherry 7-Up just flying out of your nose, and you just orange crushing motherfuckers, and doing just, you know, shasting, you know, anybody that's got the same DNA as you. And just, y'all just enjoying it and laughing and rolling on the ground and just, you know, licking that, you know, the soda will dry up on your shoulders. And you can lick it off each other's shoulders, and it's a damn treat. And it is a damn treat. And sometimes, you know, even the smallest gift, like a 2-liter, can be just a damn, just gallons and gallons of sheer joy. You know, I mean, it can just be gallons and gallons of sheer joy. I'll say this, though, man. My mother one time, you know, she didn't have something for us. And she did it. She made up, it's funny, she made up a scavenger hunt. And she sent us on this, and this thing was long as hell, man. We had to go to the bus station. We had to get a P-row from somebody and borrow it, like you know, somebody across town that she knew. And she set it up with these other parents. It was such a long scavenger hunt. It took us probably, you know, it was about a 1.5-day ordeal until we could get to our gifts. And she had needed that extra day to work. You know, that December 26th, she needed that to work to get the money. And then on December 27th, when we found it came us all the way back in our back porch right there. And they had bikes. And they had bikes for us. And, you know, I didn't know at the time that that's what she needed. She needed an extra day to get the cash, you know, to do some work. But, you know, moms can do incredible things around the holidays. And it is a special time. And I hope that this holidays was special for you. Let's take another call here. Here we go. Speaking of moms.
Hey, Theo, it's Alex. I know you don't know who I am. But the other day we met at the Comedy Store, and I let you know about some things that you've helped me with throughout my life. And I was just listening to episode number 22 about how you said it's never too late to call your mom. And I do suffer from depression and relationship issues because my mom lost me as a kid.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear some of that stuff. And thank you for calling and being, you know, just about your shit. Because sometimes even though we have, you know, these, you know, sometimes we want to be construction paper and, you know, and we're just confetti, you know, but we're still a colorful group. Onward.
And I went ahead and gave her a call just to tell her I love her randomly. And
let's hear that again, man. Let's go through that.
To call your mom. And I do suffer from depression and relationship issues because my mom lost me as a kid. And I went ahead and gave her a call just to tell her I love her randomly. And she started crying. So, you know, I just wanted the holidays get a little lonely for me. You know, it's Christmas Eve tomorrow, and I just wanted to say thank you for being there for me because all I got is my dog, you know. So I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you and everything that you've helped me with, and thank you for inspiring me to call my mom, even though I may hold a grudge and, you know, feel lonely at times because I live alone.
You're welcome, man. it's funny you say that kind of stuff, man. And I don't feel like I have anything to do. You're welcome. And thank you for calling and being a part of the podcast. It's hard for me sometimes, man, to call my mother as well. Because there's parts of me inside of me that feel, I love my mother, but when I hear her voice, it makes me an extreme uncomfort starts up inside of me. And it's, and I have to just bear with that and communicate with her. And even then, to tell her you love her, man, that's, that takes some, it takes some forgiveness. But man, what a powerful thing that is to forgive somebody. To say, instead of making an issue about this, instead of, just taking a curl on iron to the world right now, I'm going to find some way to look past it and just tell you that I love you. Because whatever things that our parents did to us or made us feel uncomfortable, man, I'm sure that they're not happy about it. I'm sure all they really want is, for us to love them and for us to allow them to love us. So when you're able to just get through all of that and just say, man, even though the last thing I want to do right now, probably in 99% of my body, is tell this person I love them, but to fucking ride that 1%, bro, man, it's powerful. It's a powerful thing to do, man. So I appreciate you telling me about this and reminding me of from episode 22. And here we are in the episode 160 and or 161. And that's a beautiful memory, man, because now I'm going to remember that. Next time I'm having an issue with my mother. Next time I don't want to hear her voice, or I don't want to, be kind. I'm going to think, well, maybe she needs me to be kind. Maybe it's not about how I feel. Maybe it's about how I could make someone else feel if I'm able to look past myself. That's a new experience, man. That's powerful stuff. Let's take we'll get two more calls right here, and thank you guys for hitting the hotline 985-664-9503. I'm a little tired this week, man. It's been a long time. And you know what? And I've been, back on the cigarettes. And I'd been off them cigarettes, it. And what had happened was I watched that movie, A Star is Born. And damn, man. That thing had me fucking dripping out my face, bruh. And I had 9 days, I think, of no smoking. And I saw that movie. And I just, man, it hit me. If you want to, I don't know if you've ever taken a dish rag and just wrung the water out of it. But if you want a film to do that to your dang tear ducts, then A Star is Born is the movie for you. All right, let's hit this hitter right here. Let's get this hitter. Let me get this hitter right here. Onward.
Hey, what's up, Theo? It's Ryan here from Illinois, and I'm calling. I got an issue. It's about the Fighter and the Kid Guest of the Year.
Yep, and thank you for calling that Guest of the Year. I think the voting will probably be over after today, and that is for Fighter and the Kid listeners to pick their a guest that they most enjoyed on that amazing podcast, The Fighter and the Kid. As well, the second episode of King and the Sting will be out later this week. Onward.
Obviously, you're the Fonz with the Bronze holding on to that belt right now, but God knows what's going to happen here. All I'm saying is, I've been a fan of yours and Chris D'Elia's.
And that's who it's apparently it's out of myself and Chris D'Elia. Doll. And it, you know, and I think anybody could win it. Onward.
But I had to get a good laugh when you commented about him and the whole thing being rigged on that post they made, the fighter and the kid. Once I liked those 2 comments you made, Chris D'Elia blocked me on Instagram. Ain't that some fucking bullshit? I don't know. All I'm saying is the system may or may not be rigged, Theo. Hold on strong. You're the Fonz with the Browns, baby. You're coming in hot.
You want to enjoy the alloy? We'll see, brother. You know, I think everybody should have a chance to be a champ. And it could happen. But I'll be damned if I, you know, if I don't want to keep growing it. I don't want to keep growing the excitement. You know, because when they gave me that strap last year, that was like handing me just like a little baby. That was like handing me a little baby Snicker man, like that beautiful fella that called up earlier. That Snicker Cabbage Patch baby boy. And I do want this thing to grow. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's almost, we'll know soon. But man, I heard somebody said the next belt is supposed to be nicer than the one they got me. And these bastards, let me tell you about this Brandon Sham and Donnie Count, Brian Callen. The belt they got me, $162. Thing has fallen apart twice. I'm on my 3rd belt. Okay? I called them and I complained to him after it happened. The first one fell off. Some piece of shit fell. Almost got me in trouble at security over there in outside of Charlotte. Well, these bastards said, well, you should have got the warranty on it. Motherfucker, you give it to me as a prize. I didn't know a warranty option. And don't give me a piece of shit. A piece of shit ain't a prize, boy. Okay? Unless I'm a manure man, and I'm not. So let's get into one more right here. 985-664-9503. I want to thank everybody that's been a part of this past weekend. Everybody that came out to the shows. Louisiana, you did make me feel, I didn't know I was going to be as supported as I was. And it really did feel nice. And I promise I tried my hardest. And next year, maybe, you know, God willing, we'll do it at a place where there's more not as many bars, you know, because the House of Blues had bars in the room. But man, it was still great. And look, one thing I got to realize is, you know, if you do a show where there's bars in the room, then there's going to be people drinking and getting boozed out. You know, it's like if you do if you try to juggle, you know, and somebody's, you know, pouring lemon juice in people's eyes, then you might fuck up, bruh. So you just got to be aware of the circumstances. Let's take this call. Here we go.
Hey, Theo, this is Sam down in Tennessee. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the call from Tennessee.
I have a question I'd like to issue to your listeners who are parents that have raised children into young adulthood and into adulthood. I'm kind of struggling, married and have a biological son.
Okay, you got that bio baby, and that's old-fashioned. A lot of people now, they got a stepchild or, you know, just a local motherfucker that they buying snacks for. But you got that real deal. Onward.
And a stepdaughter who is in her first year of high school. The whole time that I've known her, she's real sneaky. She's real sneaky. She'll and manipulative. I'm worried. I'm worried that she's not going to blossom and take on the responsibilities of being an adult very well, or get into some kind of decision she'll make will lead her into something that can't be undone.
Okay, and you talking about pregnancy there usually. Usually you're talking about pregnancy right there. I'll say this. You know, I was a sneaky child. And I was a manipulative child. And I don't know what an adult could have done that would have adjusted me. You know, I think, especially if she's a stepchild, she probably developed those skills because they were survival skills for her. You know, she felt like she had to manipulate the world, or in some way, just manipulate it, change the world in order for her to feel comfortable in it. So she got used to being able to manipulate things. You know, in the end, the best way, man, is to just love her. You know, you may not always have to, you know, financially support things if you think that she's trying to be secretive or snaky. But along the way, some stuff is going to be out of your control, man. You know? If she gets knocked up by some guy who's in a gang or something like that, or, you know, she get, you know, a couple brothers or something like that, or, you know, some dude, a white dude, he can't read or something, you know. All of those people have semen in them. And I'm not saying anything wild could happen, but if something happened, man, she's going to need somebody still to love her. And that could be something you can do. You know, you ain't got to give her all the extra bread. You don't have to drop out an extra $40 a week. So she could, you know, she's saying she's getting, you know, a new skirt or something for the dance, and she's getting a, you know, one of them marijuana vape pens or something, them hitters, them fucking squirrely dope hitters. So there's options. Onward.
Most recently, we went Christmas shopping, and we gave her an opportunity to prove herself a responsible young adult and possibly get a little bit more freedom and responsibilities. All she had to do was watch her brother, not even 15 yet, and couldn't make it the whole day. And there was some little shit-headed boy at my house. Nothing transpired. My father's my neighbor, so he put an end to that. But
hell yeah. And it's okay if your father has a fucking weapon too, bro. You know, I'll tell you this, dude. I can't even imagine catching a dude with your little daughter, bro. I'll fucking rearrange that dude's knuckles, dude. Cause you look, some guy coming over at a young age, that guy's thinking about crotch. He's thinking about that C-rotch, you know? He's thinking about hiding that little, you know, pink, that red rocket. He's thinking about hiding that red rocket. So, damn. If she's out there, I mean, yeah, because you don't want to end up with some liabilities either. You know, you don't want to end up with any liabilities. So I think, yeah, she had a little boy over. How do you, I mean, some of the stuff she's just going to do it. You know, I think you just have to get, I don't know. I don't have any children. Does anybody have any children? They might know something to suggest. This man has a sneaky stepdaughter, dude. Onward.
she just kind of has proven over the course of the time that I've known her that if you leave her alone without any supervision, she'll make some bad decisions. So I just want to hear what your listeners, particularly parents, have to think about that, and I'll hang up and listen.
Okay, gang, man. Thank you for that. The child, yeah, everybody needs to learn something and have an opportunity. You know, this is a kid. And there, as a parent, yeah, I'm sure it's a tough line because you have to make sure that they're safe and okay. And at the same time, let them grow. And that's got to be wild. That's got to be, it's like having a weed. You want it to grow, you want to control it, but it needs to do its own thing. Or you want to control it, but it's going to do its own thing. Or fucking maybe it's not even like a weed, man. I don't know what it's like. But I don't have any children. And, but I do wish you could have a new experience with this. And maybe some insights from some of these other parents could help you have just that. So if you have a couple of suggestions for this, man, if you've had a similar environment, you can hit the hotline, 985-664-9503. I just want to say Happy New Year. And I hope that that we get into some good stuff this year. I think we'll have an episode next week. I might do a best of the year or something. I'm not sure. But there will be a King and the Sting episode. Part of me still maybe needs a little bit of a break, a little bit of rest. I've been trying to get more rest and trying to stay active too. Just trying to get more on top of, taking care of my mind and my body and my spirit. Because I want to have a new experience. I want to have a new experience. I want to be able to, be, all I can be and feel all I can feel and be present for not only the possibilities, but just the moments that occur in my life. I guess. I don't know. But I do want to thank you for being with us this year. Happy New Year to you and to yours. And be good to yourself, man. You probably deserve it. This is A New Beginning by Peter Sandberg. Onward.